To the Washington Urban Debate League's Judge Training video, a day in the life of a WUDL volunteer. My name is David Trigot, the Program Director of the Washington Urban Debate League. I've been involved in debate as a competitor and as a coach for more than 10 years, and I have to say that I've learned more from my participation in this activity than I have through my formal education. I'm always around WUDL events, so feel free to say hi if you ever have any questions. Debate is a unique program for youth where volunteers can make a huge difference in a relatively short amount of time. Debate is a popular and in-demand activity in the DC area. More and more students and schools are signing up to start debate teams and to work with the Washington Urban Debate League. Volunteer judging at debate tournaments is the engine that makes urban debate possible. Every round that you judge allows 4 more students to participate. As a growing league, we cannot do it without dedicated volunteers such as yourself. Our goals in this video are simple: to review the impact you make as a volunteer, to go over the basics of judging a debate, and to walk through a day in the life of a volunteer on tournament day. First, let's talk about the impact of volunteers in urban debate. 30 years ago, debate was vanishing from urban schools. Budgets were slashed, schools were closed, relocated, or saddled with one-size-fits-all curriculums, and students didn't have an outlet to express themselves or discover their voice. Urban debate is the response to this tragic outcome, bringing the educational benefits of debate to underserved communities, giving students a place to develop valuable skills, express themselves, and find their voice, and to level the playing field with well-funded suburban schools. Now, there are 22 urban debate leagues spread across the country, with more on the way. The educational data in Washington, D.C. and Prince George's County paints a sad picture. While graduation rates are going up, proficiency in key categories such as math and language arts are still far too low, and the dropout rates are still far too high. But urban debate can get results. Compared to their non-debater peers, urban debaters improve their grades every semester that they compete and average above the National College Readiness benchmarks. 90% of urban debaters graduate on time, including 100% from our local league, versus 53% of high school students nationally. Urban debaters score 10 to 27% better on standardized tests, depending on the subject, including math and science. Urban debaters attend 1 more day of school per tournament round they attend, and the most recent study out of the Minnesota Urban Debate League showed that middle school urban debaters score 15% higher on state literacy exams. So let me tell you a little bit about the Washington Urban Debate League. We were started in 2014 after a group of former debaters surveyed the educational landscape in the DC area and lamented the lack of high-quality debate programs available for public school students. They decided to do something about it and started the WUDL, a nonprofit dedicated to improving student outcomes through participation in competitive policy debate. Since then, we have grown a lot. In 2015, we served 126 students from 8 schools. Our first tournament only had 13 students from 3 schools back in November of 2015. Last year, we served 308 students from 30 schools, and this coming season, we expect to serve more than 400 students from close to 40 schools. Our first debater was Keone Scott Reed. His mother signed him up for our Summer Institute in 2015, more or less against his will. He had a 0.7 GPA after 2 years of high school and wasn't even considering attending college. He started to debate and found his passion for learning. Since then, he has earned a 3.5 GPA or higher every semester since. From 2015 to 2017, he was the most dominant debater in the region. He graduated on time and is attending college this fall, as well as coaching his alma mater, Largo High School. He received full-ride scholarship offers to debate in college. So what role do volunteers play? Volunteers are the key players in any urban debate league, especially a new one like the WUDL. They serve as judges, mentors, coaches, ballot runners, tab staff, you name it. Many students are just looking for an adult to take some time and listen to their ideas, and that's where you come in. A debate tournament is the key piece of the puzzle, a gathering of intellectually engaged students designed to share and test ideas. Receiving feedback on their ideas and skills from volunteers like you is a key component for their growth. Tournaments provide a competitive setting that encourages students to work hard, research, practice, and improve. The competitive experience of winning and losing helps build determination and resilience, key social-emotional traits that help students succeed later in life. Let's talk a little bit about judging. Anyone can be a great judge at a debate tournament. We have lots of judge training resources available on our website, and we provide a judge training session during breakfast at every tournament, so you'll be sure to be prepared. All you need is interest in working with middle and high school students and the ability to take notes, listen, and provide feedback. The first rule of public speaking is to engage your audience. We pride ourselves in having a diverse judge pool, ranging from teachers and former debaters to folks from every background and walk of life you can imagine. Ultimately, if the students aren't persuading you, they aren't doing their job, regardless of your experience. So what is the role of a judge? First, it is as an educator, providing constructive feedback for students to improve their cases and their technique. And second, as a decision maker. You need to decide which team was more persuasive. The affirmative team, which will propose a plan of action to solve a problem, or the negative team, which must prove that that plan is a bad idea. A good debater can make strong arguments supported by research from qualified sources. They can analyze and think critically about the claims and supporting evidence in the round. They can use logic and offer effective and thorough refutation of the other team's ideas. And they can communicate ideas with clarity and conviction. This year's topic is education reform. Some arguments you might hear on the affirmative will be to promote STEM courses, expanding foreign language offerings, or other changes to curriculum, advocacy for charters or school vouchers or other forms of school choice, ideas that improve career and technical education, or combat the achievement gap, fight inequality, or any other thing you can imagine to improve the education of our students. On the negative, you'll hear arguments about spending and the budget, because education reform can be very expensive. You could hear arguments about federalism in the states, which is the best actor to do the plan. You could hear arguments about politics, or even arguments that question why we engage in education. Is it knowledge for its own sake? Or is it to create more workers for our capitalist system? So let's walk through a day in the life of a WUDL volunteer. We've created 10 easy steps for you to have a great volunteering experience. First, let's talk about our schedule. Every tournament will have more or less the same schedule, but be sure to check the invitation for any changes. Step 1 is arrival and registration. WUDL tournaments are held at local schools or universities and are often accessible by metro, buses, or private vehicles. If public transit isn't available, we'll run a shuttle to the nearest metro stop to help you get there. When you arrive, between 8 and 8:20 in the morning, go through the front door of the school or otherwise follow signs to the registration table. Once you arrive, be sure to check in and let us know you have arrived. Tell the folks at the desk that you're here to volunteer, and if you're affiliated with a school, let them know which one. If you don't check in at registration, we won't know that you are here. Step 2 is breakfast and judge training. We provide breakfast for all students, coaches, and volunteers, and of course some coffee for the adults. Judge training is held in classrooms adjacent to the cafeteria. We offer 2 levels of judge training. The beginner level, which is for those who have never judged before or have only been to 1 or 2 tournaments and want to go over some of the fundamentals. We also offer an advanced judge training session. This is designed for folks who have judged 4 or more tournaments and would like to learn more. It's primarily designed to help judges become ready to judge JV or varsity rounds. Step 3 is to check the pairings. These show who is debating who, in what room, and who is assigned to judge each round. These are usually posted in the cafeteria or other gathering space in the school. Essentially, look for a bunch of people looking at a piece of paper taped to a wall. Note the following. What room should you go to? Who are you judging? And which team is affirmative and which team is negative? If you aren't called, hang tight. There are almost always some adjustments, especially for round 1, and we might need you after all. First-time judges get the opportunity to shadow a more experienced judge if they'd like before getting a ballot of their own. Judges watch the round together, take notes, listening to the arguments made. They discuss, out of earshot of the students of course, what is happening in the round, what each side is doing well, and where each side is struggling. They also discuss about how to make a decision about who wins and who loses. Step 4 is to go to the round. Help us keep the rooms nice and tidy and encourage the students to do the same. Schools won't invite us to come back if we're messy. Introduce yourself to the debaters once you arrive and answer any questions they might have. Step 5 is to start the round. Getting the round started within 15 minutes of the round being posted helps us keep the tournament on time. Ballots will be brought to you by the tournament staff, so don't wait for them in order to start the round. If a team does not show up after 15 minutes of the posting, they have forfeited the round. In a debate, there are 8 speeches. Constructive speeches are designed to introduce lots of evidence into the round and make the case for your side of the debate. These speeches should outline the main points of each side and begin to clash with one another. Rebuttals are all about analysis, comparison, and critical thinking. Students shouldn't read much, if any, new evidence, and should refer to evidence previously introduced to make key points. After each constructive speech, there is a questioning period called cross-examination. The team that just spoke is asked questions about what they just said. Each team also gets 8 minutes of prep time to organize their thoughts. They can use this time before any of their speeches in any increment. Step 6 is to listen and take notes. Students sometimes ask the judge to time the round. It's okay to use your cell phone as a timer. Keep track of key arguments, refutations, and concessions by the debaters. Taking good notes is critical. Using a column format to take notes is a good idea. It allows you to follow the arguments made throughout the debate and catch concessions. Step 7. Review your notes and decide the winner. Remember, the round is decided based on the question, is the plan a good idea? If the plan will work and has more compelling reasons to vote for it than against it, then vote for the affirmative team. If the plan is a bad idea, then vote negative. Step 8. Fill out the ballot. First, choose a winner and a loser. Then, assign speaker points. A 25 says that a lot more practice is needed. A 27.5 is average, and there's a scale on your ballot to help you with your decision. A 30 is a perfect score that should be reserved for the best speakers you've ever seen. Scores lower than a 25 can be assigned for rude, verbally abusive, or other disrespectful behavior. Lastly, write some feedback and your reason for decision on the ballot. Step 9. Turn in the ballot. Bring the ballot to the tab room or give it to one of our volunteers collecting ballots. Confirm with them and/or the ballot table that all fields are correctly filled out on the ballot. Step 10 is provide feedback. Remember, it's important to turn the ballot in before providing feedback. This is a key component of keeping the tournament on schedule. We encourage folks to use the sandwich method, providing a compliment, a criticism, and then another compliment when providing feedback. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to working with you at an upcoming debate tournament. If you have any questions, feel free to ask during our judge training sessions or send me an email.